So David, tell us a little bit about your new album.
My new album is called Charge. It was recorded in this very hovel of a room, about 2 feet below my living room. Over the space of, probably best part of a year and a half, not all flat out.
Okay, and you record and you write pretty much on your own, completely on your own. How do you reach a stage where you kind of bounce ideas off other people, or is it an entirely solitary process? And if it is, how do you kind of keep any level of perspective?
Of course I have no idea if I do keep any level of perspective, because I only have my own experience to go on. But mostly I find I can live with the choices that I've made once time passes, which I think is about as good a sign as you can get working alone. I tend not to have that many people to bounce ideas off. I generally tend to play things to other people when I think they're finished. So works in progress tend to just be my own domain. So I have to learn to live with the neuroses that come with making a record and doing it on my own, and hopefully trust my instincts, but also learn to. You have to question yourself a great deal, and you have to understand that some of your ideas will be terrible and will be horribly self-indulgent, and if at all possible, you have to try and recognise when that's happening.
And you've called it, the new album, you've called it Charge. What is the thinking behind that?
Well, all my other albums have had very long titles, so I on a very shallow level, I wanted to have a one-word title, a 5-letter title. 6 letter. I can't count. I wanted a short, snappy title, and the idea of Charge is that making a record becomes something akin to like a military operation, and all your years of training lead up to this eventual point where you have to sort of go over the top and face the enemy. And like making an album, you really sort of put yourself out there, and you expect to be shot at, really, because I don't have the benefit of great PR or all the machinery that goes with being a large label or big name artist. So you have to prepare to have a big old fight out of it every time you make a record, and so the name Charge kind of seemed like a valid angle.
And the artwork for the album fits in with that idea.
Yeah.
How did you select that artwork, and how important do you think artwork in general is for an album?
I mean, it's really important to me. I think it's part of the creative process, and so I've always done my own artwork for albums. That image in particular struck a chord for me. I thought it actually is of the Battle of Waterloo, the charge of the Scots Greys, but the kind of the looks on the faces of the horses and the men, there's sort of like fear and excitement and everything, and it kind of reminded me of the whole idea of the charge of the Light Brigade, this very heroic but really quite stupid and futile attempt to achieve something that was never going to happen. And so I sort of wanted to echo the sentiment of that. That's not to say that I'm defeatist about this album, and obviously I think it has the potential to be a multi-million seller, but the chances are probably as good as the Light Brigade had when they were charging towards the cannons.